A look at Hoover Tower just to the west of us can mean only one thing. We are on the campus of Stanford University of a beautiful Friday afternoon, getting ready for game one of a 3-game top 25 series with the Oregon Ducks coming into town to go up against the Stanford Cardinal. Count even 2-2. Lined and through for a base hit past the diving Taryn Kern. So Lushar once again starting the game off on base at first. And here comes Ariel Carlson.
She does a nice job of getting it through the infield.
First pitch, there goes to second. Lushari actually hit her on the helmet. So she'll be in safely. Players in Division I with at least 14 home runs and 14 stolen bases, as that's going to be popped out to River Mailer for out number 1. Good response there from Alyssa Houston to get Carlson retired. And 291 on the season. There's coming to Eugene from Georgia Tech. There's Houston fielding her position. Bouchard will advance to third, but there's out number 2. So again, a good response. Like you mentioned, you had the leadoff single at the stolen base. Daniel for ball 1. And another grounder fielded easily by Ava Gall for out number 3. Well, a runner gets all the way to third base for Oregon, but nothing doing after that. Stanford will be coming up to bat here in the bottom in the lineup, right? Because you see the approach and how she's going about every single at bat that you knew was eventually going to click together. Payoff. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Scott goes upsteer.
Coach Allister said it's one of her favorite stories this season, actually, is just the evolution and the development of Emily Jones.
Back-to-back strikeouts now on the year. Of course, one of those, a big-time walk-off home run against Georgia. Jenna, you and I were here for that.
It was a great one.
And hits one hard up the middle for the first hit for Stanford this afternoon. Popped up on the infield, and Scott just inside the circle makes the grab for out number 3. So similar innings for both teams at the plate. One gets on, but
You can't replace experience. You just have to get it, and that's what she's doing now.
Swung and well hit over to left. That is going to be gone. Katie Flannery leaves the yard to left field, and the Oregon Ducks get on the board first. They lead 1-0. Home run number 3 on the year for Flannery. The 8th run she's driven in. That's home run number 46 as well for the Ducks on the season as they provide the early fireworks.
You take a look at this location. It's up. She gets on plane with that pitch. Up in the zone. From this angle, you can see it. Still gets middle of the ball. So just against Alyssa Houston. And that's all where it all starts. You're not necessarily trying to leave the yard. You're just trying to connect every part of your body together in a rhythm.
Hit sharply up the middle. I think that's exactly what you're talking about. Back-to-back hits now. Also getting the message across. That just gets back through up the middle. Back-to-back singles. Runner going to third after the bobble from Jones. And it's going to be safe. Now we have 2 balls out on the field. Which is which? Almost like a hidden ball trick, if you will, there from...
And there's a lot going on here. So if you take a look, a nice hit up the middle, first of all. Good effort by Mailer, but gets into the outfield. Jones bobbled slightly, so a good read on the base running there. But it actually hits Bartling, which is what knocks the other ball out of his pouch that he's got hanging as the home plate umpire.
Grounder, fair ball, throw's going to come home, and there is out number 1. Hold on, Jenna, we got to make sure that wasn't obstruction. Good quick heads-up play. 2 still on, but now at the corners. With 1 down. Runner goes to second, and that's going to be Reagan Legg, who comes in to pitch run. She'll take it standing up.
She's been a huge impact on this Oregon program since coming in.
Chopper on the infield. It's going to be 1 play to first, and Sanicki beats it out. Humphreys comes around to score as Legg moved over to third. 2-0 now Oregon, and give the RBI to Sanicki.
So you see this play, a very, very slight hesitation on the transfer, and that's all it took for Sinicki to make it to first base safely.
Showing bunt, fake throw down to second as Sinicki was going down. So once again, Oregon with 2 runners in scoring position, still 1 down. Early. Slaps to second. Throw's going to come home by Kern. Good throw, good tag for out number 2. And you see 2 outs, and both of those outs are fielders' choices over at home plate. And as Carlson got hit by the changeup there, so now she'll take first.
At least it hurts a little bit less.
12. Here's a 2-2, and that went high and tight, and that's going to hit Kauf. Another hit batter. Back-to-back now for Houston as another run's going to come across. And it's 3-0 Oregon. Absolutely.
It was over a 2-hour delay for them.
0-2. Put the bat out there, and ranging just a bit back is Mailer to step on the bag for out number 3. 3 runs come across. 1-1. Chopper up the middle. Chan hustling, and we'll beat it out. You've got to be flying down the line to beat out a play that is.
The seniors that will be honored this Sunday.
Line the other way, and that'll get down for a base hit in front of Luchar. Back-to-back singles for Stanford as they're trying to get rolling. Nice bunt by Koch. That'll move the runners over.
Sometimes that's how you have to do it. Get back to fundamentals. So at least in the Pac-12.
That hit out to left. Luchar kind of got a bad read on it. It's going to get over her head. 2 runs are going to score. Standing at second is River Mailer. You talk about finding a way to get back in games. Stanford does it by putting up a 2 spot.
Great contact by River Mailer going with this pitch. And you're right, coming in on your first couple of steps. That's what Luchar did as an outfielder. General rule is first step back. It's easier to adjust to then.
I'll give mom and dad a reason to wash the jersey, right? Here's the 0-2. Line on the right side through for a base hit. Here comes Mailer around. She's going to go home. The throw is going to be late, and Stanford ties it up on the RBI single from Caitlin Lim.
To tie things up here in the second, Caitlin Lim, the true lefty, turning on this pitch, getting it through the infield. This slight bobble, what you got to do.
Inside, popped up right behind the plate as Kauf barely had to move. 0-1, jammed her. Sinicki makes it look easy over at short for out number 3. But Stanford responds, 3 runs on 4 hits, 34 walks. Right back to her. As you always say, Jenna, the ball always has a way of finding you as soon as you come into a game.
Program here at Stanford.
1-2, popped up. Still in fair territory as Barry makes the grab. Arms that they know that they can trust to be out there in big situations. 4-pitch walk to KK Humphreys, so she's aboard for the second time in as many innings. 4 or 5 years. The one thing that she said is the fact that they get to end this all together is what she is most excited about. As there goes the throw down, Ali Kaneshiro. You want to know why she won a Gold Glove last year? Look at examples like that. Main calling cards of Stanford in that preseason as that's hit sharply over to third. Nice play by Bird for out number 1. 1-1. Hit well to center. Going back is Carlson. She looks up. That ball's gone. Ali Kaneshiro with a laser out to center field. Home run number 10 for her, and now Stanford's in front.
Park in center field. You heard it off the bat. That is too much over the middle of the plate, and she takes advantage, just explodes right there. Almost a line shot into the trees.
It was one of those home runs where you knew she hit it hard enough. The only question was it going to be high enough? That's hit well the other way. Going back, that ball's going to go. Oppo Taco as the trees dig the long ball here in the third. Luchar tried to track it as far as she could and ended up at
opposite field, really showing off the power that Jade Berry has all the way in the back of the box, but nevertheless strong through with the barrel in the zone. They look the same, then they end up in different places, and it can be tricky. You have to see that ball all the way in.
Payoff once again. Strike three, there you have it. Talk about the late movement, and it freezes River Mailer for out.
And also it gives you an opportunity, if you didn't get the regular season finish you were looking for, you can come back in the tournament.
Little bit of a bobble over at short as Mailer is a little behind on the throw, so Bird will be can. 2-2, swung on and missed strike three. First strikeout of the game for any Stanford pitcher. And number got an 0-1 count. Chopper, nice play by Krause. Still has to hurry to get the Oregon leadoff hitter, and she does. Nicely done.
A perfect example.
0-1. Chopper up the middle. That went off the glove of Krause, and Mailer does a good job just to keep it in on the infield. That saves a run for the time being. An infield hit for Carlson. Runners now on the corners. Hit by a pitch, but brought home a run. That one for Mailer. She'll take it the short way to second for out number three. So the Ducks were threatening. They had two hits, but nothing else after that. 5-3 Stanford going to the bottom of the fourth. Stevie Hansen works the count full. 3-2. And it's going to be ball four. Caitlin Lim gets aboard as the leadoff hitter. And now to lead off. And hits that one deep, way deep to right. That ball is long gone. The only question was if it was going to tail foul or not, as you knew off the bat it had the distance. Two more runs now come across for Stanford. It's 7-3.
That was an absolute tower, and you can see she crowds the plate a little bit on the inner half, turns on it, but gets her hands inside enough to keep it fair, to your point, Jordan.
It's just such an effortless swing, too, that she generates all that power with. 0-1. Tomahawks that one, and it's going to be caught in foul territory by Luchar. There's out number one. This be for Stevie Hansen if you can get back-to-back outs after the two-run homer. Off speed, shallow left, just on the fringe of the grass. Sinicki makes the grab.
A little bit more production throughout the lineup this season, 1 through 9.
Hit hard, nice play at third base. They call it a hot corner for a reason. And Taya Bird is there ready for the task for out number three. The main quad. It's the first pitch over by the line and will be caught for out number one. That's Danny Hayes over in left field.
Moves that Coach Allister likes to make.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of times going corner to corner as Caitlin Lim, as that one stays fair. So Flannery going for two. She'll be in there standing up. It is a 2. Hit well to right center. Jones going back. She'll make the grab. Maybe a step or two in front of the warning track. Tagging up to go to third will be Flannery. So Long moves the runner over. But now they're 2 down. 3-1, hit well the other way. Going back is Lim, and she gets under it for out number 3. Well, a one-out double for the Ducks, but nothing else after that.
Arizona went to the Women's College World Series in 2021. Had a national championship in 2017. She's throwing BP, right? So it's always going to help when you have people like, well, you have Big 10, you have Big 12. Of course, that's all realigning soon, but for now, like that experience that they have under their belt.
1-2. Grounder. And Daniel barely had to move for the first out. Tried to throw to second. That's going to get away from Sinicki. And as it does, moving over to third now. Caitlin Lim would be next, but she'll have to wait for next inning. Rise ball coming, and Mailer swings through it, but as soon as they could. And just being ready for the moment. And you saw it there by Arizona as well, as there is a line drive caught by Berry for out number 1.
Coach Lombardi said it too, you know, it could have gone another way.
Count here to Paige Sinicki as you take a look at Hannah. So that's hit over to right. Caitlin Lim under it for out number 2. Again, if you are that emergency response team.
They're actually going to stay here through next week in the Pac-12 tournament, so they do have that time.
Up the middle, weakly hit, and as soon as it got underneath Krause's glove, you knew there was no chance of getting Luchar at first. Second single. You know she's looking to make that big impact, and that'll help. Theirs is going to get down. No, it won't. Oh, what a play. Kira Chan. She waited on it to get the read and then diving in to rob Carlson of a hit. So ready and battle-tested once it comes to mayhem in the big tournaments, because you have to go through such opposition throughout this conference week in and week out, as that'll be taken over first by Daniel for out number 1. 2-1. That hit well to center. Going back on it, Carlson at the wall. It's going to be off the wall. Taryn Kern will stop at second. It's a long double for Taryn Kern. Her second extra base hit.
You'd be lying to say there's no pressure, no additional pressure whatsoever.
Chopper to short, Sinicki 2 down. Not be rushed, even if she waits a second or two to look Eck back. Hit the other way. Under it is Luchar for out number 3. Well, here we go to the 7th. On now. Sun is completely set. And if you're not accustomed to the Bay Area, as that is grounded over to second base, and Taryn Kern back into the game, takes her out number 1. Usually that means it gets really have the blankets out ready to go. Here's Alyssa Daniel. Good night at the plate for her so far. Tags that one as well, but it will be caught by Lim, and there's out number 2.
Some great efficiency from Reagan Krause.
Henry getting ready as well. 2-2. Off speed, got her looking. Reagan Krause comes in the 3rd inning and closes the door the rest of the way through. The offense comes in handy for Stanford as well, and they get the 7-3 win to get conference win number 16 on the season. Now going into our Rawlings player of the game, you see her right there, Jade Berry and Jenna for her. 2 runs today, a home run, and a single as well. Did a little bit of everything offensively.
And coming from a freshman, too, her and Ava Gall have been outstanding in their freshman campaigns. Just really responsible for a good amount of the runs here for Stanford.
It's been so impressive. You talk about up and down the lineup. It's also up and down in terms of experience.